Being spiritual doesn't make you immune to mistakes. In fact, some of the most well-intentioned spiritual people are sabotaging their own growth without even realizing it. And if you're not careful, these 7 mistakes will keep you stuck, frustrated, and further from the peace you're seeking than when you started. Number 1. Spiritual bypassing. This is when you use spirituality to avoid dealing with real issues. You meditate your way around problems instead of through them. Someone hurts you, and instead of setting boundaries, you say, "I'm choosing love." Your finances are a mess, but you claim you're trusting the universe. That's not enlightenment. That's avoidance with a spiritual bow on top. The problem is, unprocessed pain doesn't disappear because you chant over it. It festers. And eventually, it shows up in your relationships, your health, your decisions. Real spiritual growth requires you to face what's uncomfortable, not float above it. What works instead? Spiritual integration. Feel the anger, then choose love. Acknowledge the fear, then step into faith. You can't heal what you won't feel. Stop using your spiritual practice as an escape route and start using it as a tool for transformation. Number 2. Toxic positivity. This is the spiritual person's favorite trap. Everything happens for a reason. Good vibes only. Just think positive thoughts. But here's the truth. Forcing positivity when life is genuinely difficult isn't spiritual. It's denial. And it's crushing your ability to process real emotions. When you refuse to acknowledge pain, sadness, or anger, you're not transcending them. You're suppressing them. And suppressed emotions don't vanish. They show up later as anxiety, depression, or explosive reactions that seem to come out of nowhere. What works instead? Emotional honesty. Feel what you feel without judgment. Sadness isn't unspiritual. Anger isn't unenlightened. They're human experiences that can actually deepen your connection to yourself and others when you allow them space. Number 3. Spiritual materialism. You collect crystals like Pokemon cards. Your meditation corner looks like a spiritual gift shop. You've got singing bowls, oracle decks, sage bundles, and enough essential oils to stock a small store. But somehow, you still feel empty inside. Here's what's happening. You're trying to buy your way to enlightenment. You think the right tools will automatically create the right transformation. But spirituality isn't about accumulating objects. It's about cultivating presence. What works instead? Simplicity. Pick 1 or 2 practices that actually resonate with your soul and go deep. A worn-out journal where you pour your heart out is worth more than 100 untouched crystals. The magic isn't in what you own. It's in what you practice consistently. Number 4. Guru worship. You've found the perfect teacher, the ultimate method, the one true path. And now, you've handed over your power to someone else's wisdom. You quote them constantly, follow their every instruction, and lose your ability to trust your own inner guidance. But here's the thing about true spiritual teachers. They don't want followers. They want you to find your own way. When you put any human being on a pedestal, you're setting yourself up for disappointment and stunting your own growth. What works instead? Inner authority. Learn from teachers, yes, but filter everything through your own experience. Your soul knows what's true for you. Stop looking for someone to save you and start trusting the wisdom that's already within you. The best teachers point you back to yourself, not deeper into dependence on them. Number 5. Spiritual competition. You meditate for 3 hours while others barely manage 10 minutes. You've read every sacred text while they're still on their first self-help book. You've awakened your chakras while they don't even know what chakras are. And somehow, this makes you feel superior. But the moment you start measuring your spiritual progress against others, you've missed the entire point. Spirituality isn't a race. It's not about who's more enlightened or who has the most impressive practice. It's about your personal journey back to wholeness. When you compare your inside to someone else's outside, you rob yourself of genuine connection and growth. What works instead? Compassionate humility. Remember that everyone is exactly where they need to be on their path. Your job isn't to be more spiritual than anyone else, it's to be more authentic than you were yesterday. True spiritual maturity shows up as kindness, not superiority. Number 6, spiritual perfectionism. You think awakened people never feel negative emotions, never make mistakes, never have bad days. So, when you feel angry, scared, or confused, you judge yourself as failing spiritually. You think you should be beyond these human experiences by now. This perfectionist mindset creates a prison of impossible standards. You're constantly monitoring your thoughts, policing your emotions, and beating yourself up for being human. But here's what nobody tells you about enlightenment. It doesn't make you perfect, it makes you whole. And wholeness includes the full spectrum of human experience. What works instead? Self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd show a good friend. Spiritual growth isn't about eliminating your humanity. It's about embracing it with love. The goal isn't to never feel negative emotions. It's to feel them without being consumed by them, to experience them without losing your center. Number 7, spiritual isolation. You think you're too evolved for ordinary people. Their conversations feel shallow, their concerns seem trivial. So you withdraw, surrounding yourself only with other spiritual seekers who speak your language and share your interests. But here's the truth. Isolation isn't enlightenment. It's spiritual arrogance dressed up as higher consciousness. When you separate yourself from the world, you're not transcending it. You're abandoning it. And in doing so, you're abandoning the very people who might need what you've learned most. What works instead? Grounded service. Bring your spiritual insights into ordinary conversations. Let your presence be a gift, not your judgment. The highest spiritual practice isn't sitting on a mountain in meditation. It's showing up in the world with an open heart, ready to serve wherever you're needed. So here's the reality check. True spirituality isn't about being perfect, positive, or separate from the mess of human experience. It's about being real, present, and courageously engaged with life as it actually is. Stop trying to spiritual your way out of being human. Start using your humanity as the doorway into something deeper. If you recognized yourself in any of these 7 mistakes, don't judge yourself. Celebrate the awareness. That recognition is the first step toward real transformation. And if this hit you where it counts, you know someone else needs to hear this too. The most spiritual thing you can do right now is share this truth with someone who's ready to stop playing spiritual games and start doing the real work. Your awakening isn't just for you. It's for everyone your life touches.